Very good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can
Oh,
you?
fantastic. I can hear you loud and clear. How you doing today?
Hi.
How you doing? All good?
I'm going great, thank you. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks a lot. Can you
Oh,
can you hear me
everything's good.
properly? I think there's a huge
Yes.
lag. Okay. Because it takes you a while to answer when after I ask a question. So there might be a huge lag going on.
Oh,
Oh, I think we're back.
okay.
I think we're back in sync. So how was your week?
Oh, my week was very nice. Okay. Yeah. Yesterday we went to the lake with a friend
Hmm.
and was very nice. Hot.
Okay. Like the whole week was good. How many sessions a week do you have?
Oh, it depends. Sometimes 20, 25, 30.
Oh my goodness. That's a lot of sessions.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So where would you say the bulk of your patients or clients come from? Are most of them from Latin America, from Argentina? Are most of them
No,
online?
most of them are from Argentina,
Okay.
and I have a couple from Mexico, a couple from Peru, and
Hmm.
but most of them
Argentinian.
are from Argentina. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Those sessions that you have, are most of them online or
Yes,
like with Argentinians?
95% online. I
95.
have 2 days, but I go one day, that's only one day to the presential consult,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't really like
Face to face.
anymore. So
You
I'm
don't like that type of consultation. No, especially because
trying to not
what you do can be very efficiently done online, can it? It's just like language instruction.
online, exactly,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
of course. Of
So
course.
I don't want to go anymore to the
I'm thinking you
presential.
charge
Wait,
you
I'm
charge your
changing
sessions.
my.
Uh-huh.
I already changed my Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Fantastic.
and there's some people. I live in a town, in a little town, so some people still want to go to see you in real life,
Of course.
but don't want
You're
it
you're not
anymore.
too fond of it anymore. Yeah, of course. No, and I totally understand it. Now, I mean, you started giving therapy, face to face, right, in the physical realm. And now that you're doing it online, do you see them just as effectively? I'm asking because I have the educational background, right? So I was in a classroom for 20 years, right? And then, the last ones, no, for 22 years. And then the last two, I've been, like 100% online. I know that perspective, but what about in the psychological therapy type of thing? Is it just as effective?
Yes, in my opinion, it is with my patients, but there is also research that says that it's the same. Because what actually makes people change is their own behavior.
Oh, okay.
So if I say to you in real life, in the presential,
Yeah. No, in face to face.
in face-to-face session, go and do that, and they don't do it, it's the same. And if I say go and do that online, and they go and do it, they have the
It's exactly the same effect, right? Like if they don't listen to you in real life, they're not gonna listen to you in online either. And yeah, I mean, the same thing happens with language instruction. I don't know about history or geography or math, but I know at least in language instruction, it's just as effective. And everybody's happier because of the commute. The time that gets saved. Uh,
exactly, of course. But I
and
think with geography and everything, it's the same. As long as the person is willing to learn,
Mhm,
the learning will occur.
mhm.
You
Yeah, that's
can
right.
go to present, how do you say,
Again.
face to face,
Mhm.
or to a classroom, and the person would be distracted or not wanting to be there, and
Exactly. Exactly. It
nothing will
would
happen.
be pretty much the same. I see. So, Lara, I sent you some material that was based on overthinking. What in the world is that from a psychological perspective?
Well, we say that thinking is a behavior.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter that you don't see one when other person is thinking, but it's still a behavior. We call
Okay, so
it private.
it's not observable behavior, but it's still behavior.
Exactly. We call it private behavior because it's
Hmm.
inside of the person.
Yes.
And public behavior would be speaking, grabbing something and moving it.
Is that the only behavior that's considered private?
No emotion, feeling,
Oh, of course. That doesn't have
or
anything to do with thinking.
swallowing, or
Oh,
I don't know, heart
you're
beating.
totally right. Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. So observable behavior, sorry, non-observable behavior has many different components, I see. Okay, and thinking is one of them. I know thinking is, let's say, unavoidable, right? Thinking will always happen. But the concept of thinking too much about something, let's talk about the negative consequences that this could bring.
Okay, I have it. I print
Oh,
this.
oh, okay,
Uh,
good. Okay.
yeah, the negative, according to the video, was depression,
Mhm.
anxiety, binge drinking, eating, self-harm.
That's
But it
right.
can be anything. It
Oh,
can
it
be
can
too
really
much
be in it.
cleaning, too much uh, whatever, or not cleaning at all, as the persons that think that they are going to lose identity or something with like this
Hmm.
hoarding um,
Oh,
behaviors.
hoarding. Yes. So, like, tr you don't have control over your thinking, so you need to find control over other things, and that's what you do
Exactly.
obsessively,
One
like
way of
hoarding
doing it.
stuff or eating too much or like, oh, okay, okay, got it. Are you, Lara, an overthinker?
I was, but then I learned to think enough. Uh,
Oh, okay. Oh, now you have realized when you're thinking too much.
yeah, it's often, in my case, it's often related to a situation or something
Hmm.
that elicit stress or anxiety.
Yeah.
But I used to do it in the past, like from every situation or analyzing conversations or things like that. Now I know when to let go and
Oh, okay. Like you have learned to catch yourself in that behavior and go like, okay, that's it, that's enough, no more worry.
exactly.
Oh, how do you do that?
Well, it's a practice. Is
Okay.
first you need to pay attention to your thoughts, like scanning your thoughts, and then learn to discriminate when it's a productive thought and when it's not, or a productive way of learning of thinking or not.
Hmm.
For example, with a guy I seen today, he needs
I saw.
to.
I
He's
saw today.
I saw today. He's the husband of a, I forgot the
Police
word
officer?
even in Spanish. When someone from South America, for example, from Bolivia, goes to Italy to represent the
Immigrant?
country. No, no,
Oh,
no.
oh, like a consul?
Yes, he's the husband of the council of one Latin American country in
Yeah.
Europe.
Okay, okay.
So as they are okay with money, he wasn't,
Hmm.
and they have very young children. He
Yeah.
wasn't looking for jobs, but now he does want to look for jobs, and like his wife
Just to have
also
something to
wants.
do, not because he
Yes,
needs it. Okay.
yes. But in a couple of years, like his wife will stop with that job, and they need
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah. Of course.
And he told me like he haven't done anything this week, and I was like, why? And he was like, no, he had many things to do, and blah blah. And I in the session, I said, okay, do it now. What you had to do during the week. And okay, he wrote an email in the
Oh,
one-on-one
he
session.
wrote the email in there. Okay.
Yes, I was waiting for him to write the email,
Yeah.
and he said, you know what stresses me that if I have done this 2 years ago, I now blah 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 blah. Well, like
Yeah.
that's rumination. That's rumination
Yes.
happening on real time, and I
Yes.
need you to catch yourself doing that
Mhm.
because that's what prevents you to act. You are in your mind. We call it hedonic or hedonic
Yeah. Hedonic.
rumination.
Yeah.
Hedonic
Let me just
rumination.
make sure we pronounce that that H. Um, I think it's hedonistic, but hold on a second.
Okay, hedonistic, I think it is.
Yeah, that's hedonistic. And yeah, it's pronounced he or he. Both of them are actually accepted. Hedonistic. That's the one I would go for. Hedonistic or
Hedonistic
hedonistic.
rumination, and that kind of rumination is even harder to catch because it's about good stuff. It's about you imagining
Oh,
yourself doing
okay.
it 2 years ago and fantasizing of the results now. Like I gave him the example. Imagine yourself 2 years ago if you started the gym 2 years ago. Now you
Hmm.
would be like Arnold
Yeah, yeah,
Schwarzenegger.
of course. Yeah, but the thing is that there's
You
no
didn't.
point in ruminating about the past because I mean there's nothing to be done about it.
And then
Yes.
you compare yourself, like your fantasy self and your actual self, and it's
Uh,
always because you haven't done
uh,
gym
of
for 2 years.
course.
You're not
And then you
Arnold Schwarzenegger, and
and
you
then you
get
get depressed.
frustrated.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. You
Wow.
get depressed. We won't say depressed, but anxious, and that
Oh, okay.
anxiety, you know, it doesn't allow you to do the things because you have a lot of stress caused by yourself
Okay.
and not and sometimes not conscious, but you feel like
Yes.
shit.
Yes.
This is-
Yeah, but it's
and
100% pointless, but very real
exactly,
at the same time. Yes. Yeah. It's like tripping yourself, right? Like getting stressed about something that didn't happen or something that happened has a negative impact on your doings in the present. And because I would understand it if you're scared of doing something in the future and feeling distressed about that. It's more logical to kind of be prepared for something that's going to happen. But about something that already happened, yeah, that's what is hedonistic? I mean, I got the definition over here, but I want to tell you what I understand. Hedonistic to me meant something about loving myself. I think Hedonis was this person who loved himself, or was that Narciso?
narcissism.
Okay, so hedonistic has to do with what?
With pleasure, with um,
Oh,
things that agradables.
yes.
I don't know how to
Okay,
say
yeah. Kind?
agradable,
Oh, pleasurable?
nice, pleasurable things. So
Hmm.
imagining yourself, if you would have gone to gym, is
Got it. Hmm.
pleasurable.
Hmm.
Imagining
I see
yourself
that.
all stoned or with a 2-year-old job or with, I don't know, speaking perfect English
Yeah.
or whatever thing that you imagine you do for 2 years, you are very good at it.
Yes. Yes, yes, of
So
course.
that has to do with the hedonistic. It's
It's
different
hedonistic.
because
It's pleasure. And then you say rumination because it's just about overthinking over and over,
yes, and
right?
and that way of thinking doesn't is not productive.
Hmm.
Give doesn't help you to achieve anything or isn't it doesn't cumplir un propósito,
Yeah, it
have a
doesn't achieve a
purpose,
purpose.
achieve a
Hmm.
purpose.
Got
It's
it.
different about like normal rumination, which is negative, like thinking like I am a failure, I am a loser, blah blah
Hmm.
blah, why I am that like that. It's easier to recognize when you are in like the normal rumination.
Okay.
When you
It's
are in the
easy to recognize
hedonistic one,
patterns.
you don't see it as a problem that much. You see it as something that is true.
Hmm.
Because of course, if you would have been going to the gym for 2 years, you would be shred.
Yeah, you'll be jacked. Yes.
Yeah. So
As you said in the video, you would be hella jacked. So,
yeah.
yeah, that's right. Okay, I get it. Now,
But
this,
it's
yeah,
the same problematic as the normal rumination.
got it. Okay, same stress, just totally pointless. Right.
Exactly.
Okay, okay. About an ideal. Okay, got it. Hedonistic then has to do with pleasure. All right, all right. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at these thought patterns. Now, I am almost 100% sure that you're familiar with all of these. And if you weren't, well, now you are, right? Was any of these topics difficult for you to understand?
No,
No? Okay, fantastic. So, again, from your perspective, healthy and unhealthy thought patterns. Let's talk about the healthy ones.
healthy would be well. health,
I mean, from the ones that we have here. Uh-huh.
yes, as I told you, I think the first time, health and not health, like, or healthy and pathological, I
Yes.
it
Pathological.
doesn't depend on most of the time on proper behaviors rather than in which way we engage certain behaviors. For example, engaging in self-reflection, it can be healthy, but if you're doing it all day or 2 hours a day, it
So be
turns
hedonistic.
to be unhealthy. Exactly.
Okay, so the
Or
overdoing of
practicing
something.
or practicing mindfulness. If you do it for 20 minutes a day, okay, it's very healthy. But if you avoid doing some other things
Yeah,
while
because of
you're
this.
practicing mindfulness, you don't go to, I don't know, the gym to stay home safe and practicing mindfulness, it's unhealthy.
Got it. Yeah. Okay, so it's the repercussions of
Exactly.
the doing that could actually make it unhealthy at the same time. Yeah, and you can actually procrastinate because of the healthy idea of something, right? So I got
Exactly.
it. I got it. Now, let's say all of these were done, within reason. You would say that self-reflection, mindfulness, what else would be
And
healthy in small doses?
engaging in insightful introspection
Hmm.
and
Is
letting
there
go of.
is there something to be said about insightful introspection, like sitting down and contemplating your own self? Because I've never actually done it. Like I've never done meditating or anything like that. Is there something really, like maybe not scientific, but because a lot of my students tell me, "Hey Frank, like I practice yoga and meditation, and it changed my life," and I can't see myself, like sitting down and just thinking
Well,
about
it
something.
depends at where were they in the beginning point. If they were very stressed, if they didn't do any sports, if they didn't do any physical activity, well, it's very good that you do yoga. But
Hmm.
there, in my opinion, there is other better activities. For
There
example,
are.
gym, where you get like muscular mass.
Yeah.
It protects your bone and your metabolism. And if you have just 1 hour, I would say go to the gym instead of going to yoga.
Okay. 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 I get it. I get it. So there are things that can be done depending on where you are at.
Exactly. If
If
you
you're already
never
going,
in
mhm,
40 years you haven't gone to a gym,
mhm.
you can start with yoga, and that will definitely change your life. After 40 years of not doing anything, like you will be.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I get it. Yeah. Yeah. Trying out the poses and everything. Got it. All right. Now, what is the problem with overthinking like hell?
That you lose a lot of time, you change your mood, mm, generally to a bad mood, and that bad
Okay.
mood have other consequences like inaction and more overthinking and problems with other people.
Would you say there's a difference between overthinking, dwelling, and ruminating
Mm, I associate dwelling with like inactiveness,
activity? You mean
with
inactivity?
yes, but with not doing anything at all, just
Hmm.
revolving in, which is the same in that
Yeah.
rumination
It's like when we say like, oh, you gotta stop dwelling on the past, right? Dwelling on the past is like, like living in the past, kind
in
of,
the past. Yeah,
and that's the same as ruminating, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yep. Okay.
Like
What
finding
about?
excuses on finding like arguments not to do something and then keep reliving them.
Okay. Now, how can we turn, Lara, ruminating and dwelling into letting go of thoughts? How can we learn how to do this?
Okay, the first step is noticing what kind of thoughts you have. So every now and then, when you start therapy with me, for example, I gave you one
I gave you.
spreadsheet that has 4 columns. The first is situation, thought, emotion, and behavior. So
Hmm.
you can set alarms or at, I don't know, many points in the day, you can stop and write their situation. I don't know, after having lunch,
Hmm.
thoughts. I'm thinking about why I haven't started the gym 2 years ago, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Emotion. Then you check your body, how I'm feeling about thinking that. And then
Okay.
behavior, what you do. okay, I'm letting go of this thought. I will call my friend, or I will eat dessert, or I will drink a glass of water, whatever action that removes you from that behavior of overthinking.
Yeah, the negative cycle. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, because you went like this, and yeah, it was evident that you were talking about a cycle, right? So yeah, it is. It is.
Exactly.
Okay. So it's
And
all about being aware, like becoming
it's
aware of what's happening.
becoming aware, and then actually doing the behavior. Say, I will think something different. I give
Oh,
my clients the example of like changing the
yeah.
channels with the control of the TV. Like,
Hmm.
okay, this thought it doesn't serve a purpose. Next, like, or
Yeah,
watching videos in TikTok. I don't like this video. Next,
of course. Okay. Okay. So, by the way, we call it the remote, not the control, right? But
the
I mean, it's
remote.
actually a remote controller, right? But the remote, the remote is what it is, right? All right. All right. Very good. So, um, letting go of thoughts. Is that considered healthy normally?
Yes, but it is actually kind of impossible. We say like thinking about something different, like changing the channel, changing the video. It's not like it doesn't exist. No thinking, not thinking.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
not like you can let go of it. So it's that you enter a new one,
Oh, okay.
pay
Okay.
attention to new one, and as a consequence, you let go of the one that you were thinking before. But
Okay.
you need to,
But it has to be better. It should be
yes.
healthier. Uh-huh.
But it's important that we make this acclaration, this clarification,
Clarification.
because
Yeah.
people say like, I cannot let go of this thought. And we also say we always say the example like, don't think about a pink elephant.
Hmm. Pink
Like
elephant.
you need.
Immediately. Yes. Yes.
Exactly. So we say that we don't have to fight with thoughts because that really increases their intensity.
Hmm.
Otherwise, let's think about something different. Like put your attention in something different instead of fighting that. Because if you fight it, you're paying attention. You're actually paying attention to the one you are trying to fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Of course. It's like I don't know if you've watched a movie or read the book called The Secret, which is about the law of attraction, right?
Yes.
When
Yes.
when they tell you like if you phrase your I don't know your thought like I don't want I don't want to be robbed, right? Like what you're doing is thinking about the robbery, right? Like you're attracting that thing. So you should be like you should think about wealth rather than losing the one you already have, right? So it's kind of like that, right? Like even if you if you tell yourself I need to stop worrying about money, the word money is still there, right? So like it's like think oh, okay.
I
Okay.
need to pay attention about like what can help me win money, earn money.
Yes. Pay attention
Pay
to what
attention
can
to.
help me. Yeah, not about, but to, right? All right. Very good. So, Lara, what other words and phrases can help us describe thought patterns? I mean, we had these over here. Think about your sessions. Think about what you've read in English. What other expressions can we use to talk about thinking? I mean, you just told me
Yeah,
hedonistic ruminating.
vicious circle
Oh yeah, a vicious circle.
and like terms in general, like not fighting thoughts.
Oh, like you mean like intrusive thoughts?
Any thought,
Oh, okay.
like what make a thought intrusive is like you don't like it, you don't want it to be there.
Yeah.
It could be anything, but still, if you fight one of those, like their intensity will increase and it will be more.
Is there a case to make about positive thinking, Lara? Like a person who makes it a point to have only positive thoughts, is that really, let's say, a happier person than somebody who has, like mostly negative thoughts?
Mm, I don't know if the conclusion would be more happy. I think it's unsustainable at some point because
Hmm.
uh, life it is what it is. It's like,
Hmm.
or we call it the toxic positivity. Like if you, I don't know, you have an accident, oh, at least you didn't die. Well, like it tends to
Yeah.
be annoying,
Yeah.
and it is not self-compassionate
Hmm.
that when you are feeling bad because you have an accident, and like it's okay to feel bad about it, it's
Hmm.
okay to be sad or be frustrated, or like
Did you just call
it's
it toxic positivity?
yes, when there is
Toxic
people that
positivity.
dies,
Okay.
they are
Hmm.
dis- uh,
At least you didn't die.
how do you say
Yeah.
descubrir? Well,
How do you say what?
discovering
Oh.
these books, this self-help
Hmm.
books, they start like all being very positive, and try to take their friends and their family into this positivity, and we call it toxic positivity because they are
Hmm.
trying to make everything positive, and if you get run over by a bus, it's not
Yeah.
positive, it's
Well, you
shitty.
exactly. It is that. So, like for example, I'm always terrible at like being or showing compassion to people because to me it's obvious, right? So, like I'd rather not say anything. Let's say somebody's father died, right? And then like to me, I never know what to say because I can go like, yeah, your father died. Like it feels like if I'm compassionate, then to me empathy is like obvious. You see that? Like going over and go like I'm really sorry that your father died. To me, it's the same as your father died. Like reassuring something they already know. So like in those cases, rather than toxic positivity and I don't know annoying obviousness, which is what I kind of my go-to. What does a healthy psychological person do? A healthy psychologically person do?
Showing that you are with the person, showing company, showing that you care, showing saying like I don't know what to say, I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you. I feel bad for you. This
Okay.
your pain. It's painful to me because I
Hmm.
love you and I care about you. Well, it depends on the level of
Yeah, yeah,
intimacy
of
you have
course,
with
of
the
course.
person. But if
Hmm.
it's your friend, you can say, "I'm sorry. Tell me if I have something that I can help you with. I'm here for whatever you need. Call me. Let's go for a walk." I don't know, like it depending the context, but showing your presence.
Like being there for
Toxic
the person, right? Hmm.
Exactly. Toxic positivity would be like, oh, and your father died because he had a better pro,
Like he's in a better place now.
yes, or in a better purpose with God or something like that. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. He had something more important to do with God. That's why he called him. Okay, okay,
exactly. That would be
got
like
it.
seeing the positive in everything, even though in terrible things. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Because the
almost
the,
very annoying to
the
the
most
big,
common one is well, he's in a better place now. At least he's not suffering anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, okay, and yeah, those always are annoying comments. By the way, when we use depend, the preposition would be on. Depending
Mhm.
on rather than in, right? Depending on. All right. So you watched the video. She, of course, is not
Yeah,
a psychologist. So what do you think about her tips? What do you think about the way she approached things? And before you even answer these questions, a lot of my students have trouble understanding the girl because she's like really speaking like that and really fast. Like, what was it challenging for you, first of all, to understand her?
no, not really.
Okay, good. And then we go to the content. Um, about the the problem and how she approached it and then the tips she gave. What do you think about that from your on your in your opinion?
The one who was practicing mindfulness.
Mhm.
I have how do you say? I don't even know how to say it in Spanish. When you have evidence against and evidence pro
For
and
and
against,
against, for and
for and
against,
against, controversial, contradictive.
or
In Spanish, we would
contradicting.
say evidencia contradictoria,
Okay, contradicting evidence.
contradicting.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a contradicting opinion
Okay.
on
So
mindfulness
why is it?
because there is two ways of practicing mindfulness. One is structured and guided meditations, which I don't think they are so useful, in my opinion. Like, I don't recommend my clients to do it. If they want to start, if they want to get to know this, get to know mindfulness, okay, I allow them to do a video.
Yeah.
a guided practice. I always recommend though the body scanning guided meditation because it's
Oh,
actually observing the body. Other kind of guided meditations are think about a river and a bird and the sound of the river, and people get distracted of their own experience.
distracted
They are not
from.
thinking, they
Mm-hmm.
are negative thinking because they are getting distracted. It's like watching TV and you
Mm-hmm.
go, you see the fight, the
Oh
MMA or
yeah, that's
whatever
right.
thing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it would be no different than entertaining yourself.
Watching, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Wow. Okay.
That's why I don't recommend the guided
So if you're gonna
meditation.
do one, it's about, like body recognition, did you say what?
Exactly. Body scanning, we call
Oh,
it.
body
You,
scanning.
you
Uh-huh.
scan like from your toes to your head, the top of your head.
Mm-hmm.
The voice will tell you, like, pay attention to your feet, pay attention to your ankle, pay
Yeah.
attention to your, I don't know, pantorrilla. I don't know how to
Yeah,
say
exactly. Your calf.
it. Your calf.
That'll be your pantorrilla. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, like be mindful about and aware of what's happening to your body right now. Yeah.
Exactly,
Okay,
because,
okay, okay,
there
okay.
is when people suffer anxiety, they don't pay proper attention. They get scared. They over.
Hyperventilate or overreact.
No, of course, but they pay attention to certain parts of the body in certain moments, not in a holistic
Oh,
way. So
okay.
if their heart's
Mhm.
beating, they pay a lot of attention to your heart. And when you pay a lot of attention to one thing, like it increases the intensity of the
Stimuli. Hmm.
stimuli. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So you teach them to pay attention to the whole thing and to the particular things and to the whole thing at the same time. For example, if they are having a palpitation, they pay attention to their feet. They will disconnect from the heart and they will have a more general sensation of the whole body, not just the
Oh.
one.
Okay. So if you focus on what's wrong, then you think that it's all wrong. Okay.
Exactly. Or you get
Oh.
more overwhelmed or more scared or more.
That would have been super super useful. I don't know if I told you that 3 years ago I had a pancreatitis. It
Oh.
hurts like okay, it hurts a lot, right? So I focused on the pancreatic pain, right? It would have been good. And, like I've never actually screamed for help, but one time, which was this one, and I make kidney stones, so I know about pain. But pancreatitis is another thing. Like that sent me
No
to
level
to
of
the
pain.
yeah, that sent me to the hospital for 2 weeks, and it was bad. But at some points, especially during the first week, the pain was like I had morphine on and I still felt the pain. So it would have been great to go like, hey, so the pain is here, but maybe focus on your little finger. It's not all bad, right? Like it would have helped me with the anxiety and the terrible sensation with the pain, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know.
Aliviar como relief,
Alleviate, alleviate,
alleviate
relieve. Uh-huh.
sometimes. Sometimes it happens like ecologically that you are not like you are in bed, you are in the hospital and you're
Mhm.
watching a movie and sometimes the doctor come and ask you, hey Frank, how is your pancreas?
Mhm.
Pancre- Pancreas.
Pancreas,
And
pancreas.
then you put your attention, like your attention was on the movie, and then you move your attention to, and oh, it really
And then you go,
hurts now because one
exactly.
moment ago I was okay with the movie.
Right. That's right. Isn't it amazing? I mean, I'm thinking that's why you became a psychologist, but the power of the brain, like I mean, the brain can, given the circumstances, even if you get your hand chopped off, if you're focused on something else, you don't even feel the pain.
Exactly.
How? I mean, is there somebody who can actually achieve such a control over the mind that they can like turn it on and off like that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Like,
Like,
this is just rumination, right?
yeah,
That
well,
I,
people with cancer or with this kind of
mhm,
um,
diseases.
very bad and very painful diseases, they get to a treatment of like mindfulness for pain.
Oh, okay.
But there is a
Pain
specific
management.
training, a specific program of training in like to release the pain and to pay attention to other things, like a more structured training that I don't give.
Yeah, yeah,
I
of
don't
course.
know.
Okay.
And
But it is
it
possible.
helps them to deal with the
Okay.
pain and with the illness.
Yeah, because I wonder if it's ever, like if there's ever a point to reach in which you're fully functional while undergoing like severe pain. I don't know. All right. So
Yeah, you won't be fully functional.
functional.
It's allow you to live your life a little bit better than without it.
Mm. Okay, not 100% pain free. All right. Okay, I got it. I
Exactly.
got it. Wouldn't it be awesome though? Now,
Yeah, yeah, of course.
she gave us an example, a very punctual example on how she, overthought. Do you remember what that was?
It was analyzing the
Punctuation.
punctuation of a text message.
That's right. The punctuation of a text message. That's not hedonistic ruminating, right? That's something else.
Yeah, that's over analyzing, overthinking.
Hmm. Okay.
Hedonistic, it always has to. It comes from the Greek traditions of like the study of happiness or the study of life.
Okay.
It
Hmm.
was a hedonistic. It was they wanted pleasure, and these were the guys that they were having orgies and like eating a
Oh,
lot,
okay. Okay.
vomiting and then eating again and having these
Yes.
parties for days.
Yeah.
And they thought like this philosophy they were
Philosophy.
researching, or I don't know how it's a term, that they
Hmm.
will get to happiness through that. And
All
they
right. All
soon
right.
discovered that they didn't. They just get like very sick.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, of course. Well, at least they found
it
out,
is
right?
it is happy or pleasurable for a short term, but then you get um como- then you don't have find like you get, and I don't know how to say empalagado, pero
Oh, okay. Like overly sweet. But yeah,
over.
but
But
I don't know. Like it,
empalagado in Spanish is more like you can get empalagado from something that is not that sweet. If you get empanadas every day until one day
mhm.
you don't want to see
Oh,
an
okay.
empanada.
That's what you call empalagado in
In
Argentina. Oh,
Argentina,
okay.
sí.
Because in Mexico, empalagar it's only about sweet. You know.
Okay.
So, oh, okay, okay, I get it. Now
When you get
then,
fed up or something, of
exactly, you
something.
get fed up. Yeah, because it's too much, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, okay.
um,
So even pleasure
it,
can lead you to a point where it's too much. There's such a
exactly,
thing as
because
too much pleasure.
we have after like many thousands of years after the Greek discovered
Hmm.
that there is a psychological effect that is uh, even I don't know how to say that word, but even with good things and to bad things, you go to a basal state of well-being.
Hmm.
For example, you get millionaire. You say,
Yeah.
"Oh, I have a lot of good things in my life," and then you go to the same. After 6 months, you get
Oh,
habituated.
okay.
That's the word.
Okay, okay. So it
And then
stops being mhm,
yeah, and if
pleasurable.
same if they chop your legs off, if they
Yeah.
cut your legs, you will say, I will be unhappy forever. You will be unhappy for 6 months more or less, and then you get used to it, and
And then
after
you
that
live
you
your life.
will get to the basal
Yeah.
state you were before you lost your legs.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
new science that we
Yeah.
discovered that, but the Greek
Hmm.
were the ones that
With the hedonistic situation.
experience
Okay. Okay.
experience that.
So it
And
happens with both. It happens with tragedy
exactly,
and
with the
also
book
with something positive.
you get
Oh,
how do I say
you get used to,
used to,
accustomed
but
to,
the word was another word I said.
base on.
Habituación, efecto
Uh,
habituación. I don't know how to say that
okay,
in
so habitual effect
habituation
or habituation. Let me see if that word exists. I'm learning a lot. Habituation, habituation,
effect.
habituation. Yes, indeed, it does exist. So
You
habituation.
get you get it with both the good or bad. And
Yeah,
then another Greek it was Aristotle. This
Aristotle.
hedonistic was well, I don't remember the name of the guy, but then it was Aristotle.
Hmm.
Aristotle, how do you call it?
Aristotle.
Aristotle with the eudaumonistic.
Oh my
theory
goodness, I have
about
never even heard about it.
no
Mhm.
eudaimonia, algo así.
Eudaimonia?
Sí. That he tried to find happiness with study and work and making himself a better person. Having some pleasures,
Mhm.
but some growing of their soul and mind and body and sports and trying to become a better person.
All right. I
That's
mean,
the theory we use today as the how to approach how to get happiness about like making yourself a better person and sharing and a little bit of pleasure as well,
mhm,
but not
mhm.
everything pleasure, not all the
It's
time because
being
you get
being in search of becoming a better individual. Okay.
exactly.
Okay. So apparently it's uh eudaimonia.
Eudaimonia.
Okay, so
You don't
eudaimonia. I still need to corroborate that it does indeed exist, but yeah, because Oxford says it doesn't, but Google did.
okay.
So I think I need to do a little bit more research. But in general terms, eudaimonia has to do with searching for the best version of yourself.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay. Well, that's kind of like what I tell my students they should look for regarding their English proficiency, because everybody goes like, I wish I spoke like I don't know, Brad Pitt, right? And I go, well, first of all, you're not Brad Pitt, so like, there's only one person that sounds like Brad Pitt, right? And so a lot of people tell me like, oh, I want to reach the level of a native speaker. I go like, well, unfortunately, you will never be a native speaker because you were not born in an English-speaking country, right? So, but you can always look for the best version of your own English, right? And that's what you should look for, the clearest
Exactly.
expressions, the clearest pronunciation, the clearest thoughts. Um, and that's kind of like the same thing, right? Like eudaimonia in language learning. Okay,
But
okay.
eudaimonia will be also like enjoying it and having a good time through speaking
Oh,
with
that's even better. Yes.
and
Okay.
watching movies that you enjoy and
Mhm.
like having a good time in the process of learning, not just como stoic. And the third
Yeah.
one was stoic, just finding happiness through not pleasure at all, just
Hmm.
not eating, not sleeping, like depriving
Right.
yourself from everything that
Yes.
they thought they will illuminate your soul,
Hmm.
which we know today that that would make you feel burnout. Just
Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
plain.
Reaching a burnout state. Okay. Okay. Do you have any patients who actually suffer from like overthinking, like this girl does?
Yeah, overanalyzing. Like
Hmm.
you asked me if that was hedonistic. That's why I make all
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Of
history
course. Of
here.
course. No. 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 And that was
It
amazing. Yeah.
wasn't actually hedonistic. It was just like overanalyzing situations, and yeah, many of us sometimes do. But
Hmm.
it's important to recognize when we do, and then we say, okay, I will never know. I will never know what the other person wanted to say at the bottom of the.
Unless you are direct and ask, right?
Yeah, but even though you won't reach to 100% of the truth because the other
Yeah.
person might
They
lie.
can
So
lie.
why
Yes.
bother in
Yeah.
trying
Why
to
bother?
know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
let
Yeah. You're
go of
totally
these
right.
thoughts. This is a very good example of when to let
Mhm.
go of
Of
thoughts. Like
course.
you will never know what's the
Mhm.
real, like 100% true intention of that person in sending this message. So why
Of
bother
course.
trying to
Yeah. Yeah. You're totally
know?
right. Now, the question is, Lara, I mean, we all, just like you said, we all engage in overthinking sometimes. When does it become a problem then? Like, when is it something worthy of visiting the psychologist for or over?
When it's many times of the day, or you do it until the point you reach a very bad estado de ánimo,
Okay.
mood.
Mood.
Uh,
Mood.
it decreases your mood and your yeah, emotional
Okay.
state. Um, that leads to intolerance to the uncertainty, and you generalize that intolerance to many other social links, vínculos. How do you say
Yeah.
vínculos?
Links.
Social links,
Links or
okay.
connections. Yeah.
and you generalize to many situations.
Yeah. Okay. So like
We in
this.
between colleagues have this joke about I don't know if you in Mexico have this antibacterial thing to clean
Like
floors and
like
dishes.
wipers? Oh, okay.
Yes, that they call like they kill 99% of the bacteria, and we
yeah,
also we ask patients like, oh, what happened with this 1%? Like that
yes,
bacteria might
exactly.
kill you. That just one,
That does exactly that 1% might kill you. Yeah, you're totally right.
and then you need to tolerate uncertainty. How you wrote that
I
uncertainty?
mean, I wrote intolerance, but you need to
Ah,
tolerate. Did you say uncertainty?
you need to tolerate uncertainty
Mhm.
before you are intolerant to uncertainty. Like
Okay.
when people come to the therapy, they are intolerant, and we need to make them tolerant to any
Okay.
uncertainty because that's
Exactly.
life. You will never know what
Yeah, of
your friend meant in the text.
course.
Deal
Of
with
course.
it, like live
Yeah,
through it.
exactly. Deal with it. Yeah, exactly. Or not even deal with it. Just let go. Right? Like it's done.
Yeah,
It's
but
done.
let go. It's a way to deal with it, like to
Yeah,
accept that you won't know, and your life can be okay even though you don't know.
of course. Yeah, you're totally right. Now, we had a little bit of past modal, grammatical aspects over here. Um, can you help me? Yeah, I skipped some slides because it's already 9:50 in my case, and I wanted to go over this. How did you complete the sentences?
Oh, I didn't
Oh, you didn't reach
get
this
to
part?
this point, but did I
Oh,
make a
okay.
good impression at the party last night? I probably.
Okay, if you didn't reach this part, Lara, that's all right. You can actually do it for homework because what we're talking about here is past modals, right? Now, you are already familiar with how this works. We're talking about modal verbs plus um, the word have or the auxiliary have, and then the past participle form. I mean, you just used it. May have seen, I think you said, right? Or must have destroyed. I don't know. Like I don't remember exactly how you said it, but I heard you use it in this class. So it's just a matter of uh, especially focusing right here with the word should. You know, the modal should, and then should I, like something I should have done or something I shouldn't have done. We're talking about regrets
Okay.
in this
I
case, right?
probably shouldn't have talked that so much,
Exactly. Shouldn't have talked so much.
or
Something
shouldn't have
here.
drank so much, or no.
Oh, exactly,
I
exactly.
know, but
That
I feel my stories are too long. Is talk.
Exactly. That one is only about talking. Exactly. So the rest of it is about that. Practicing should, have, and then the verb in past participle, which is something you already mastered. So that's why I don't find it to be like overtly necessary for you to go over. But of course you can go ahead. However, I'm still going to send you the material that we're going to be covering next class, right? And that one is going to be completely off
Talk.
psychology. All right, like I,
Okay.
I wanted to make the transition little by little, right? This one was still like heavily focused on psychological terms, and I knew it was going to be a very interesting class because being frank, that's a pun intended. Right? No, but being frank and honest, um, just like I said before, I learned just as much from my students as as they learn from me, right? So I have a PhD in biology, right? A student who is a PhD in biology, and another one who has a PhD in chemical fusion. I mean, it's it's incredible, right? So I go like, tell me what you do, because I don't know anything, especially at the level that you know things, right? So I can help you with the language, but you'd help me with the terms, right? Same thing happens with a master psychologist, which is yourself. So I'm learning hedonistic, like what the heck, all right? That was amazing.
Or
Uh,
eudaimonistic.
exactly. Eudaimony. Oh my goodness, I still have to look for it.
Oh,
Um,
it's a known one, but hedonistic, and eudaimonistic, not that much. Not that.
yeah,
So
okay. Lara, I have a request to make of you, and feel free to say no. Okay, there's no compromise. I would love to use this specific class, the recording of this class, as one of my examples for one-on-one classes because I felt it was amazing and it actually portrays perfectly what I do in my classes, the material that we use, and the amazing students I have. But you can say nope,
No,
you know,
no, of
like
course.
it's
Completely.
okay,
Tag
fantastic. I mean,
me.
I actually allowed myself to ask you because there were no, there were no personal data that was shared. You didn't talk about, the names of your patients or anything like that. So it perfectly portrays what I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, fantastic.
Tag
Well,
me. Tag me
Lara,
on
thank you.
so I
Thank
can
you very much for allowing
follow.
me. I will, of course, tag you. I will, of course, tag you. I don't know if you're on YouTube because
No.
these classes I only add them to a list on YouTube, right? So that my students can see examples of my classes. And but at the same time, I can create some clips on Insta and of course thank you or TikTok. Yeah, I mean by all means, yes. Hey, did you know what Had a Nest is? Check this out. All right. So love it, Lara. Thank you very much. You were
Thank you.
great. Any questions you have about today?
No, no.
No? All right, fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Lara. I will see you
Thank you.
next Thursday,
Thursday.
and wait for the material. All right,
Okay.
little
Thank
bit
you.
unrelated to